All right, breaking news. It just hit the wire. Zillow, not only have they paused their iBuying program, which is what the announcement was a couple weeks ago, they have flat out closed their iBuying program going forward. This is Steve, real estate agent with the Malone Realty Group here at EXP. All right, so that I can actually speak correctly to this, this is something we just got from Inman. Talking about weeks after pausing their iBuying program, Zillow on Tuesday made the startling announcement it plans to shut down iBuying altogether. Quote, the company plans to, quote, wind down Zillow Offers, the company's iBuying service in which Zillow acts as the primary purchaser and seller of homes. The company founder, Rich Barton, added in the report that they've determined the unpredictability in forecasting home prices far exceeds what they anticipated, and continuing to scale Zillow Offers would result in too much earnings and balance sheet volatility. While we built and learned a tremendous amount of operating Zillow Offers, it served only a small portion of our customers. Our core business and brand are strong, and we remain committed to creating an integrated and digital real estate transaction that solves the pain points of the buyers and sellers while serving a wider audience. So the report will go on to say that Zillow Offers being ended will involve laying off 25% of Zillow's workforce, which is, it's a pretty substantial change to where they were, just a couple of months ago. So again, that is just breaking it. We just saw that report come in a couple of minutes ago. Zillow's stock price was way down today. Something was in the water. You just kind of got the feeling, and so it hit. So what does that mean? So really, this is the first domino just fell. What does that mean? So everything I'm about to say, because I'm going to just kind of shoot from the hip here and kind of, what does this mean? I'm going to shoot from the hip. So take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Everything. And don't say in 2 weeks, you were wrong. Of course I was wrong. I'm shooting from the hip 5 minutes after I found out this news. So their iBuyer program was probably the king of all of them. Has now, not only did they stop, but they pulled away. I thought they'd be back in January, February. They would take a pause, great idea, take a pause, unload your stuff, and then we'll be back. They're out of the game. Is that a 100% forever and ever thing? You never know. This is business. They could always come back in January, February. Well, let's take them at their word. They're done. What does this change? Well, what it changes right now is, and what it means is, this market that we're in has changed. The market made sense as an iBuyer as everything was escalating and you had very few houses, a whole bunch of buyers, great rates, all that stuff, and it was like shooting fish in a barrel. Now that things have changed, they have not gone to a buyer's market. It has not completely cratered, but it's a different market. It's not the bananas market that it was. A lot of the other iBuyers have made changes. They've pulled back on their buying. They've adjusted their numbers. Zillow did not. It may have a lot to do with the fact that Zillow has a multitude of things that they do. Opendoor does not. Opendoor, that's what they do. OfferPad, that's what they do. Some of the other people, that's what they do. They buy and sell houses as iBuyers. That's their program. That's what they do. Zillow does like everything real estate-wise. They've got mortgage companies, they've got title companies, they've got, the real estate leads that realtors buy. They've got all of that. So they've got like a million things going on. That's just one of the things. So it makes sense that somebody who's 100% plugged into doing X is better doing X than somebody who does 5 million things, which includes X. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that some of those other companies made changes faster and more profitable, and they were a little bit tighter, with the margins and everything than Zillow was. Zillow made some bad decisions. Zillow did not change quick enough, and they're out of the game. Could they come back at some point? Yes. I don't throw dirt on Zillow. They're going to be fine. Okay. But that being said, what does all this mean? I think number one, what this means is if you got a really amazing iBuyer type offer this year, congratulations. You cashed in at the right time, because that's over. That's what I think. I think right now the iBuyers are coming back. Now that the big boy's gone, now everything comes back. I think you're still going to get a decent offer, but you're not going to get the bananas offer anymore. That's, in my opinion, that's what it looks like right now. So if you were able to get the deal, some people, or sometimes some of these iBuyers were paying above market price to get these homes so that they could have market share. they're not going to do that anymore, okay? Because the big boy is off the block for now. It could be forever. So there's no reason for Open Door to overdo it on prices, or maybe Redfin does, but I don't know if they have the cash. OfferPad could, but I don't know if they have the cash, not the way the Zillow did. So again, this is all shooting from the hip, folks. So don't at me with, oh, we'll Open Door this, we'll that. I don't have the numbers in front of you. I'm just shooting from the hip, okay? So again, this is just me, and if you don't want to hear it, stop right now. Go somewhere else. I'm in it every single day in real estate. This is what we're seeing. The market has slowed. The other people made a change. Zillow's out. So going forward, the people who made the change, they will continue to change. They're watching the market. So if we watch them, or you watch them, you're going to get, the same thing we've been telling you. When we were saying, starting in June, things are starting to soften up, all their people were telling them, things are starting to soften up. We need to pull back. Not enough people were saying that at Zillow. And they kept rocking and rolling, and they ended up with way too many houses. Some of the other people have people watching the market, and they're starting to pull back. So keep listening to realtors who are plugged in. Keep watching some of those iBuyers who that's what they do, they're iBuyers, and see what they're doing. Again, I think Open Door is going to slow down and not pay as much. They were paying above market price to keep up with Zillow. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think if you have a house that if you put on the market to sell for $400,000, I think back in the height of things, Open Door may have overpaid for that house. They may have given you $410 or $420 just to get the house. They're not giving you $400 anymore, in my opinion. I think they're going to give you something close to $385, $390, something along those lines. There is no reason for them to overpay anymore, especially considering the fact that if you sold it right now, you could get $400. They're going to buy it for $380, put a little work into it, and maybe sell it for $410. The margins aren't there anymore. Not like they were back in March and April of this year. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're going to sell your house, you're still going to probably do better financially. You're going to make more money and walk away with a bigger check if you sell it yourself with a realtor the old-fashioned way. And we call it the old-fashioned way not to make us look like we're now 85 years old with a walker or anything like that. I mean, the old-fashioned way, that's the way that we've been doing it. And we've been getting our people 105, 106% of their asking price all year because that's just the way that the market has been. Things have softened. We've made changes. Other people have made changes. So those are the changes. But keep in mind, if you have a house that gets sold for $400 and you're in a good area, you can still make more than the $400 on it. Open Door is probably not going to pay as much now as they did back in March and April. Okay, so that's that's the layout. That's where we are right now. Okay, so what does that mean for next year? So again, this news just broke. I haven't really had a chance to kind of unpack it in my brain. So we're just shooting from the hip. What do I think that means? I think that means that iBuyers will always be a part of this. There are always people that are going to be hitting the quick button, hitting the money button, hitting the easy button to get in, get out, nobody gets hurt. And even if they make a little bit less, it's worth it for convenience. We've all been there. We've all ordered something off of Amazon Eats or Uber Eats, or does Amazon Eats exist? Whatever. One of those things on your app, and you order food and the food shows up at your house. Even if you overpay for that food, man, it was worth it to not get in my car, right? Right. So you got that. People want to hit the easy button. They want to get in. They want to get out. Nobody gets hurt. So, as a realtor, so now I'm talking to realtors now, our job is to make things easy and get people more money. Because if it was easy and they got more money, then there's no need for iBuyers. Problem is a lot of realtors don't know what they're doing, and they don't make things easy. They make things harder. So iBuyers exist. It is what it is. So for that reason, that's not going to change. iBuyers will always be there. I just don't think that they're going to have the growth that they had at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, it was looking like iBuyers were really starting to take over. I think that they probably plateaued. I think they're going to be in that 5 to 10% of the offers, or 5 to 10% of the deals type situation. I think that's where they're going to plateau for now. The other thing is what's going to happen with the economy. We don't know. Next year it looks like the rates are going to go up a little bit. You're going to have more homes on the market. You have buyers. I think it's still going to be a strong year next year. It's not going to be gangbusters like it was earlier this year. But the iBuyers they're going to play a part, but not as much of a part as they did. But that's up to now Open Door and OfferPad and Redfin and all the other ones to say, how can we pivot? And the game recognizes game. They know what the heck they're doing. Because when all the signs said, go this way, but you had to look under the water to see which way the current was really going. They all got it. Okay, so they are all watching. They all know what the heck is going on. They will pivot however they need to pivot. They're here to stay. If they're going to get through this plateau and continue to grow, they're going to have to make changes. Do I think they can make changes? Absolutely. It's going to be very interesting to watch. But I want to drop that news on you right now. Zillow pulls out of the iBuyer game. Things get very interesting heading into 2022, and we will be watching it. Keep up with me, 470-233-4409 if you want to talk about it. And I'll drop my email at the bottom as well. This is Steve, Malone Realty Group, EXP. Later, bye.